Bulgy's Big Day. Bulgy is a double-decker bus who goes around Sodor delivering vegetables to people far and wide. He loves his green paintwork and thinks handling vegetables is more fun than taking passengers. Bulgy's home is by the bridge where he had his accident. Bulgy remembers the accident every time he looks at the repair work on it. One day, Bulgy returned back to the farm where he was feeling very pleased with himself. He had been very busy delivering the farmer's vegetables. "What a day it's been," he smiled. "Indeed," agreed his driver, "but tomorrow will be a very busy day." Bulgy beamed happily. Tomorrow was market day. He loved market day and thought it was a fun time of the year. "I hope it will be more fun than last year," he said. "I love to see the customers buy things, especially from my store." His driver chuckled. "I know what you mean," he said. "Your crates of vegetables don't take long to get emptied." Just then the farmer walked over to see them. He looked worried. "I'm afraid you'll have to sleep with the door shut tonight," he explained. "There's a storm on the way." Bulgy gasped. He didn't like storms. "Oh dear," he said. "I hope market day won't be cancelled." "It's too early to tell," said the farmer, "but don't get your hopes up." The workers unloaded all of the empty crates from Bulgy and then left to go home. The farmer was the last to leave. "Good night, Bulgy," he said, "and don't worry about tomorrow. I'm sure there's nothing to worry about." Bulgy watched as the farmer locked the door. He couldn't stop worrying about the storm. That night, the storm raged across the island. The rain poured down and the wind blew very hard. The branches in the trees rustled and creaked in the wind. It wasn't long before a tree was blown down. Water towers were knocked over, and the roofs on houses were affected badly. Bulgy couldn't sleep a wink. The sounds of the storm were keeping him awake, but the storm was the least of his worries. "I hope the field will be okay for market day," he thought to himself. Bulgy worried all night long. But then there was a loud rumbling sound. The bridge, which wasn't far from Bulgy's shed, collapsed as a mudslide fell onto the road. The next morning, the island was in a terrible mess. Trees were blown over, some tracks were blocked, and some buildings were badly damaged. When Bulgy woke up, he couldn't believe his eyes. The fields were in a terrible mess, and when he saw the bridge, he was shocked. The track had collapsed and the bricks had fallen out of place. "Truce my horn," he cried. "What a mess!" The farmer came over to see Bulgy. He did not look happy. "I'm sorry, Bulgy," he said, "but the field where market day was meant to be has had to be closed." "Oh no," groaned Bulgy. "That means market day will be cancelled." "I'm afraid so," said the farmer. "Everyone is going to be working hard clearing the storm damage." This made Bulgy very unhappy. He always looked forward to market day and thought this was going to be a bad day. The Fat Controller wasn't happy either. "This storm has caused confusion and delay," he said. "We must get to work immediately." So he telephoned Miss Jenny and told her that work had to start straight away. "I'll get the vehicles to work straight away," she said. Miss Jenny went to see Jack and the pack. "The railway is in a complete mess," she said. "We must all work hard to get everything running again." All of the machines agreed. They all knew the Fat Controller needed his railway to be running. "I will assign each of you the jobs you will do, and you must do it straight away," she said. "That means no delays." "Yes, Miss Jenny," said Jack and Alfie together. Suddenly the foreman ran to Miss Jenny. "We've got a big problem," he said. "Bulgy's bridge has collapsed and there's been a mudslide." "Oh no," cried Byron. "That's serious." "Please, Miss Jenny," pleaded Jack. "Can me and Alfie go?" "I'm sorry, Jack," said Miss Jenny, but this is a job for Oliver, Max and Monty. Oliver was ready and raring to go. Nelson, take Oliver to the bridge straight away, said Miss Jenny. Max and Monty will follow you. Right away, Miss Jenny, smiled Nelson. Soon Oliver was loaded on board and Nelson set off on the road with Max and Monty following on behind. Good luck, called Buster. Meanwhile, the farmer and the workmen were doing their best to clear up the mess around the fields. Bulgy was feeling miserable. His driver was trying to cheer him up. Cheer up, Bulgy, he said. At least your shed wasn't damaged. Oh no, sighed Bulgy. I wish I had something to do today. There's not a lot you can do, said the driver. All you can do is rest until the road is clear. Bulgy knew his driver was right, but he couldn't stop thinking about market day. He wanted to be outside selling the vegetables for the farmer. If only there was a way to save market day, he thought to himself. Then he heard a toot of a horn. Here, help's here, cheered the farmer. Sure enough, Nelson pulled up with Oliver, with Max and Monty wrapped up alongside. They were surprised when they saw the mess of the bridge. This is going to take a long time, said Oliver. Then let's get started, put in Max. We can't waste time, agreed Monty. When Oliver was unloaded, he went to work clearing up the mud and rubble. The bridge will need to be fixed as soon as possible, said the farmer. This means the Little Western Line will be closed. It wasn't long until Max was loaded and ready to go. On your way, Max, said the workman, and remember, be careful. Yes, sir, said Max, and he set off to take his load to the dump. Nelson watched as Max drove by. Max and Monty had been told to be careful. I wonder how the other machines are doing, wondered Nelson. Jack, Kelly and Isabella were working hard to clear up the pitch at Dry Old Football Stadium. The pitch was in a terrible mess. It's hard work, said Jack. Never seen this much damage before. We'll be done in no time, smiled Kelly. It's lucky the ground sheet was on the pitch all night. We can have this pitch cleared up by lunchtime, said Isabella. Then we can go back to the yard. Then the stadium manager came to see Jack. Can you please finish clearing up the entrance? He asked. I'm on it, suited Jack, and he set off to clear up the road. Back at the farm, Bulgy had now finally calmed down about there being no market day. He was pleased to see the mess had been cleared up and the bridge had started being repaired. The bridge will take a couple of days to complete, said the workman. Then Bulgy's driver and the farmer came to see Bulgy. Dry Old Football Stadium wasn't too badly damaged, explained the driver, but the matches had to be cancelled due to the clear-up. So the stadium survived a lot, said Bulgy. Then Bulgy had an idea. Sir, he asked the farmer, if the match can't go ahead, could we possibly hold market day there? The farmer wasn't sure, but thought about it for a long time. There's lots of room at the stadium, he said, and there's plenty of car park space. Then he gave a smile. I'll speak to the manager and see what he says, he said to Bulgy. So the farmer went back to use the telephone. Bulgy's driver was impressed. I don't know how you thought of that, he said, scratching his head, but even I couldn't think of that. The farmer spoke to the stadium manager about Bulgy's idea. The manager then spoke to the Fat Controller about it. The Fat Controller thought about this. Then at last he agreed. The farmer went back to see Bulgy a while later. Bulgy, the manager and the Fat Controller have agreed to your idea. Let's get you loaded up, said the driver. The roads must be clear now. The farmer telephoned around to let everyone know about market day being back on. Everyone was surprised to hear about Bulgy's idea. They were very pleased about it and decided to go along with it. When Bulgy was loaded, he set off carefully onto the road and towards Dry Old Football Stadium. He made sure he took the safe roads and his driver helped to keep Bulgy steady. Other vehicles carefully made their way there too. Policemen helped out by clearing the roads as much as they could. Then at last, everyone arrived at the stadium. The manager told everyone where they had to go. It took a while, but soon everyone was ready. The Fat Controller came to see Thomas and Toby. "I would like both of you to take the passengers to the football stadium," he said. "Bulgy has saved market day and everything is ready." Thomas and Toby were surprised to hear this, but were very pleased. "Yes, sir," whistled Thomas. "On our way, sir," agreed Toby. Soon Thomas and Toby were on their way up the track to the stadium. They collected all the passengers from the stations and soon arrived at the stadium. They were amazed by what they saw. The stadium was full of visitors and stalls. There were big stalls, little stalls, and even a van selling ice creams. Bulgy had a very special spot. He stood outside the stadium with his vegetables. He felt very proud of himself. The Fat Controller stood on a box to take everyone's attention. "Ladies and gentlemen," he said, "I know today wasn't a good day to start with, but one bus today certainly didn't give up hope for market day. Bulgy saved the day by moving everything to the stadium. Thank you, Bulgy, for saving market day." Everyone cheered and clapped for Bulgy. "You're a hero, Bulgy," smiled his driver. "Hooray for Bulgy!" cheered Thomas and Toby together. Thomas whistled and Toby rang his bell. Bulgy felt so happy he smiled from headlight to headlight. "When market day's in trouble," he thought to himself, "I'm the bus to put it back on track." Bulgy felt like he was the happiest of all. And he was too.